Some time ago in a solar system far, far away. This week on The Hapless Heroes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I am Francesco, and tonight I am your host and DM for this interlude kind of episode. Well, I don't want to say too much. I'm just going to go ahead and introduce who our cast is for the evening, and we'll let you put it together from there. And no, this isn't one of those story arcs that are a side arc you could just skip, audience. I know some of you out there skip the side arcs in season 1. I know who you are. I see you.
Fools!
This is part of the regular season, folks. This is all canon, and you're going to listen to it, and you're going to like it. Anyways, so with that being said, tonight... Joining us.
The side stuff was canon too. What the hell?
Joining us as the camera cuts to the planet of Concordia Prime, we have Dave playing Yeti.
Hi, kids. My name's Yeti. I have an overdeveloped sense of responsibility and absolutely no backbone whatsoever. Ugh.
Lewis as Morris DeLume. No relation.
Hey, how's it going there tonight? Happy to be here.
Nicole as Uliana Zangiv.
Hello.
Sebastian as Nikita Zangiv.
Sister, are you okay?
And John as Nikita's best friend, Clancy Sheldon.
I'm Clancy and I'm sick.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay.
You're gonna do the turtle.
The camera pans far and wide across this quote unquote galaxy, this vast astral sea, to the home system of our main party, Concordia, and the planet of Concordia Prime. We find ourselves back in Arcanum City 8 months after the launch of the Cosmos Concordia. Right now, the scene is set. We are actually at the Zangiv household. We see Yeti on a couch. It's late at night, watching television. The kids have been put to bed. Tomorrow, Yeti, you know, you have to take the kids on a field trip, and you're kind of dreading it because of what's to come. But you're reminded of what's to come because the hourly news broadcast starts on the television. Good evening, citizens of Concordia Prime, and welcome to Arcanum News Tonight. For our main story tonight, we embark on a journey through time to reflect on the events that unfolded in the aftermath of the Cosmos Concordia mission, a saga that has etched itself into the heart of our collective consciousness. 8 months ago, the Cosmos Concordia set off into the vast expanse of space, symbolizing our planet's aspirations and dreams as the first explorers from Concordia Prime attempted to breach the boundaries of our solar system. However, shortly after launch, contact was lost with the crew, casting a shadow over these ambitions and leading to widespread turmoil within the Intergalactic Arcane Initiative. The fallout was immediate and profound, with mass resignations and terminations shaking the very foundation of the organization responsible for spearheading our journey to the stars. In the wake of this crisis, the Concordia Parliament took decisive steps to steer us back on course. A search is being led for a new director of the IAI to mark a new beginning and a commitment to learning from the mistakes of the past. We can only hope that this change will mark as a pivotal moment in our history and restore faith in our spacefaring endeavors, as well as to ensure the safety and success of all future missions, because that is all the public wants. In other news, we also see that this week the Arcanum City Museum of History opens its doors to a memorial installation that's paying tribute to the original crew of the Cosmos Concordia. This exhibit serves as a poignant reminder of the bravery and spirit of those who dared to dream, reminding us all of the risks and rewards that lie in the pursuit of knowledge and discovery. It stands as a sanctuary for reflection, honoring the memory of those who ventured into the unknown on behalf of us all. The station would like to ask for a moment of silence as we remember the crew of the Cosmos Concordia. Brock Stark, Argenta Forenza, Ray Goldmain, Ken Kesey, and Renzak Smith.
Yeti suppresses the urge to throw the remote at the TV.
Yeah, Yeti, you are one of the few people that you know of that actually knows the events that unfolded that day. You were approached some months ago, shortly after your swift resignation, by some government officials asking you to follow a certain script, to tell a certain story, to ensure that there's no mass hysteria amongst the public, and really we needed to make sure that they were trying to contain the fallout from the events that transpired during the day of the launch, so as to not erode any faith in the space program of Concordia Prime. You were essentially placed in charge, at least part-time, as a legal guardian for the Zangief children, sharing custody and responsibility of taking care of them with Lev's brother. But as far as what you've been told to tell the kids, you've kind of had to spin some sort of story to make sure that they don't go around asking questions or saying anything about how their dad was blasted off into space. And I'll let you tell me maybe what you think you told the kids, or what kind of explanation you offered. But that you've also been you're kind of being monitored. You've been monitored for the last several months just to make sure that you stick to the script. And I feel it's made you a little paranoid. But you see this broadcast coming on is before you kind of turn in for the night, and it just kind of reminds you of just sort of the failures of the past. How are you feeling, Yeti?
Well, it's definitely a life of stress here. I used to really like those late night radio shows where they talked about things like conspiracy theories and the stuff the government was doing, life in other worlds. I thought it was so fascinating. I wanted to be part of that. Then I was. And it sucks. It's awful. It's actually really boring and really stressful at the same time. It's like all of the worst parts of it all put together. My hair, do you see this hair? It is coming out in clumps. Clumps. I mean, yeah, it grows back and something shedding. No, my hair is falling out, and it's falling out in clumps. It is because of this. It is because I have to be near these kids, and I have to take care of them every single day. And I can't even tell them the whole truth of what's going on because the government actually is out there. Oh, yeah, the government's watching. No, they're actually watching me. Pulls open the curtain to show a pizza van across the street.
It's been parked there for the last 8 hours. You'll also notice as Yeti is delivering this exposition to the fake camera that he's looking at, he winces for a moment as
he asked me how I was feeling.
as he places his hand over what appears to be some sort of scar where a patch of fur doesn't grow anymore in his abdomen.
Is this the morning before we go on the field trip?
This is the night before.
The night before? I'm in bed then.
Oh, yeah. This is great. Yeah. Ulcers both inside and on the outside. And to keep the secret from the kids, I get the government watching me, and the worst part of all this, Renzak owes me $20. And now that he's, oh, my, not Renzak's anymore, it doesn't count. Asshole.
With that, Yeti, you probably had enough stress for the day. You probably turn in for the night. In the morning, the children are always the first to awake. You've kind of grown accustomed to the fact that these Thrycreen children, because they don't actually have to sleep, kind of get up and at them pretty early after their sort of nightly meditation. Children?
So, he's not allowed to sleep in Dad's bed. So he's been sleeping on the couch this whole time. So you would waken Yeti to hearing the sound of a very loud vacuum right next to your head. And as you jolt awake, you see Nikita fully in a like smoker's like bathrobe with a comic book like a newspaper tucked under his arm as he's vacuuming up all the hair. And he goes, "Hey, wake up. You cannot make money while sleeping." And you see he's like got like little bits of jewelry on his arms. He got a pinky ring. He hands you a cup of coffee. Or did you want me to stab you again?
No. Once is enough. Right, rise and grind or something.
Yes. Sorry that you have to use the hose outside, but you clogged the drain 3 times.
He just kind of, his eyes almost cast down towards the floor, just sighs in resignation and trudges outside. This is his life now.
Uliana, how do you? What happened? How do we see you as you come down from your, I guess, not sleep?
Uliana is also already up and being responsible. Uliana is in the kitchen with like an apron on, making pancakes, like just
6-year-old
aggressively
child.
whipping a bowl. Yeah,
Love
but
it.
glaring at the scene happening on the couch disapprovingly.
With all 4 arms. Just fucking
I'd like to think that Thrycreen children, especially like one of those of the Herculean beetle sort of genus type thing, probably are quite large as children. In general, so you guys are probably like 4 feet tall or more at this point already, because I just think that that's fun to me, so you're already preparing for the day because you guys know like it's field trip day today, and it's getting close to the end of the school year. So this is like one of those things where they're just like, maybe in your mind, this is just one of those filler trips, but like they're taking you to this memorial for the crew of the Cosmos Concordia. You've probably heard about this in school, you've kind of saw this on the news. I'm not sure how much as children you would have been exposed to any of like the actual like news stuff that's been surrounding it or the controversy. I think you probably just know more about like, the crew that was on there and how they were remembered, right? That they bravely gave their lives for science. Is pretty much the story And as far as, where your dad is, right, Yeti's spun some sort of tale to kind of placate you. I'm not sure, Yeti, what would you have said, I guess, essentially to say, like, where Lev might be?
This is a good question, because the government vans are right outside. The hell do you say in a situation like that?
Top secret mission.
Hey man, wrestlers do 48 weeks a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like an NDA of some kind that like your dad you can't
actually,
say.
there we go. Yeah,
but don't worry, he'll be home soon.
Yeah, don't worry. We totally believe you.
It's fine. He's gonna be home soon. The promotion. Yeah, that's it. The promotion. The promotion is they're just hiring me to be part of this while he's off on on tour. They go on tours, right?
No.
So and he'll be back and there will be milk and everything will be great. Yay!
You are wildly incompetent.
I hope you're
I'm not
right.
gonna argue with you because I look at the totality of the results.
I hope you're right, Yeti, and I hope he's bringing milk. I've been making these pancakes with no milk for 8 months now. 8 months, Yeti. You could go get us milk, but no, I'm just making pancakes with eggs and flour and water, Yeti. Water. Just bring us milk.
Oh, speaking of, here's your credit card. I found it.
Fuck.
Yeti is just this broken man.
Even though I feel like we don't need to say this anymore, I think it's worth just for giggles saying Any and all accents you hear on this show are purely fictional, fabricated, and are not meant to insult anyone.
We found out we were doing it today.
If I could be a voice actor, I would be. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's all. That's all. I just want to say that, and we're just going to set that free now.
Yeah. Just remember, folks, if it can be attributed to either malice or incompetence, go with incompetence every day. Stupids everywhere.
Nah.
So after a little time and some non-dairy pancakes, there is the like honk of a bus outside.
Yeti, are you dry? We need to go.
And you can almost hear someone yelling like calling after the horn is blown.
Hey, hold on. We here right now. Let's go now. Come on.
I love how Rick and Morty that was. So good.
It gives me. It's also giving like Carl Aquatine vibes.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Come on,
I done told you I work out of the hole.
I'm putting two and two together
Bus is
right
my
now,
home.
and you guys are pissing me off. Let's go.
So Nikita is wearing his favorite red sweatsuit. You know, like the
Tracksuit, you mean?
Tracksuit, yeah.
Absolutely.
He has more jewelry than he should have for a kid, including it's necklace on his horn.
Yeah, it's the Aunt Ditas branded, right? You know.
Nice. Are they the first kids on the route?
No. On the bus, actually, already is this turtle child who looks like he's blowing his nose and sneezing. And Nikita, you see as you're you're entering or getting on the bus, your best bud Clancy Sheldon here is on the bus, and you see Morris, this sloth humanoid type thing as your bus driver. He's the guy who's yelling out the window. What do you say as the kids enter the bus there, Morris?
He quickly puts a cigarette out on the side of the bus outside the window. as the kids are walking up to it, he's like, "Hey, come on in. All right, hold on, let me get the door for you." Is there? And then he opens the door, and a robot starts to talk to them. "Hello, tiny." And you see a long arm with two black nails come down and clink on the robot, and he's like, "Quiet down there, over there, robot. Come on in, kids."
Hello, Mr. Bus Driver. Gives you a curt nod.
Take a seat in the back there. I'm sure one of the teachers, the parents, they'll figure out where you're supposed to go. Come on in.
Yeah, there's I said there are a few kids on the bus. There's a couple supervisors here, or a couple chaperones, right? There are multiple buses that are actually taking a few different classes on this field trip, but you're getting picked up, in front of the home here. It looks like Nikita and Uliana get on the bus. Uliana, do you sit close to your brother, or do you try to find and see if you have any people or around your age in the bus? Do you stick with your brother?
I get on the bus with my brother, and say hello to the bus driver. Hello.
Hey there, tiny beetle
And
kid.
See Clancy and briefly consider it, and then move slightly further back the bus. And also, once I sit down, pull a tiny thing of sanitizer out of my bag and wipe my hands, because I know Clancy is always sick.
That one kid who's just never not sick.
Yeah. Okay, and then Yeti, you kind of are the last to get on the bus. You're there's a few more honks as you're kind of gathering all your things from the house and just kind of almost shuffling out in this disheveled mess.
Yes, Yeti, having had to have hosed himself off outside and was not offered a towel, because those are house towels and not for freeloaders like him. It's still slightly damp, getting on the bus. He hasn't quite air dried all the way since he had to do it outside. They won't let him in until he's dry.
In my defense, I'm pretty sure there's not a towel in this damn house because we are all exoskeleton beings.
We got space. We got hand towels.
We probably don't even have a shower in there.
We have just barely used.
Yeah, we got some hand towels in case someone spills a juice.
That's shit. I love my juice.
Uliana, you managed to find actually a lone seat in the back if you prefer. There is one that you can kind of have to yourself, at least for now.
Yep, that's where Uliana sits.
Okay, what does she do anything in particular while idle? I'm just trying to maybe set the scene a little bit as we then now move the bus along.
Yeah, she just pulls out a book and starts reading.
Yeah,
like an age appropriate, well, maybe like a slightly advanced for her age book.
Okay.
We are thriving.
You see Morris pull a few levers and things like that. The bus kind of gets in motion. Morris, describe, before we get to a conversation that I'm going to play out here between Clancy and Nikita, just describe your driving style for me for a moment.
I was just thinking of that too. In fact, all of the honks that you heard outside were like slightly longer because he has to move at a certain rate. Otherwise, he just starts to get really tired and needs a smoke to relax. And he's got a lot of kids, so he can't just be chiefing him right now with all these youngins on here. But he sneaks a couple in, and the honks are a little bit longer. And then it also takes him a while to change lanes. And when we were pulling out, it was like 2 hands on the wheel going at 1 inch every 30 seconds.
Perfect.
Kind of thing.
Could you do me a favor? I do want to make some people roll dice tonight because we are still playing a game and we're not just playing pretend. I would like for you to do something. Just roll me a d20 and add a +2. Please. We're going to just kind of use a general proficiency bonus here. I'm just going to have you roll me a d20, please.
15.
15. Yeah. So kids, I think this is not a typical bus driver. It obviously must be a different sort of situation they have going on with the field trip, probably running more transportation. This is not a guy you've typically familiar with. He's driving incredibly slow. This bus is moving like at a
like 10.
slot's pace.
Yeah.
But so like as the bus is kind of moving along, Yeti, you're probably sitting up towards the front with some of the other teachers and chaperones.
Yeah.
Just kind of keep an eye over on the kids. Clancy and Nikita, you guys are catching up. Clancy, you're obviously a little sniffly. Like, what do you say to your friend as you see him?
I can't believe my parents sent me to school. Sick. It's the worst. How was your night, Nikita?
It was very good. Please sneeze towards window. Not me.
I'll try.
Remember.
And she sneezes right on Nikita.
Nikita,
make me a con save. Add +2 to this, please.
So that's a 21. Dirty.
Okay.
None of it gets
it's gross, but like you don't. Yeah, it's fine.
I also have an exoskeleton, so it kind of like as I wipe it off with a handkerchief I pull out of my tracksuit. I told you need to get more vitamin C. And go outside sometimes, Clancy. You're so pale. He's like mothering you, like wiping your nose a little bit. So irresponsible.
Adorable. So it takes some time as the bus kind of makes its way downtown into, deep into Arcanum City. But eventually the bus does kind of start getting close to this, large museum of history that's been, that's kind of been part of the downtown area for longer than you've been alive, children. And you can see there's like a lot of big signage and things out front, of like, kind of just like kind of saying it's the, about the Cosmos Concordia, like remembering those who are lost, yada yada. Like you see like all this signage out front. And one of the, you can hear one of the teachers kind of chime in to say, all right, kids, we're going to be coming up to the museum. Stick with your assigned chaperones. Okay, don't wander off of the rope paths, okay? The adults will be guiding you through the exhibits. Please, no funny business. Okay, we just want this to be a good, educational, informative field trip. We know it's tough. We know that you all really were looking forward to Glorp doing a presentation, on something in the past. but this is, we really wish, Gorp was here to kind of help talk about some of the history things, but we have a few people to fill in and just tell you a little bit about the space program, in outer space and our solar system and what lies beyond. It's going to be really cool. There's going to be some interactive exhibits, just please listen to your chaperones, follow your chaperones, and we're going to all have a great time today, okay?
This is a long-winded one.
Yeah, it's just they continue to ramble on. Just again, like trying to make sure that that people are getting assigned to the right groups as the buses are pulling up, and then this teacher turns to you, Morris, and says, "Mr. Daloom, if it's not too much trouble, can."
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Yes,
what's up?
yes.
What is it? What is this person?
Sorry, Sandy. And they are like a
Squirrel person.
They look like squirrel person. Yeah, why not? and she like she reaches her hand out. She's like,
and I slowly
Sandy.
reach out for it as well from the side of my body to a 90 parallel.
Yeah. Very slow.
Parallel to the floor. Yeah, it's just very slow. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance there. What can I do for you?
If it's not too much trouble, like I know that the school probably pays for a certain amount of things for services from the transportation, and I just wondering if we could maybe get your assistance in some of the chaperoning duties.
Me?
Yeah, and she leans in closer. Yeti over there is there's a lot of kids, and I just don't know if he can handle it on his own. Don't worry, the school district will pay for your time. If you don't mind just maybe coming in with us and just coming along on the tour. You don't have to really say nothing. Just make sure the kids aren't doing anything stupid.
You're gonna pay me to to walk around in the museum?
Yes, essentially. And just help Yeti out. Just please help Yeti.
Yeah, I could do that. That sounds all right.
All right, thank you so much. We'd really appreciate it. Okay, so kids, and then this, Sandy, starts talking to the kids, assigns essentially the Sheldon or Clancy, Nikita, Uliana, and a few other kids to the Yeti and Morris group. There's about 6 kids or so with your chaperone group, and you see there's other buses letting other people out, and all this shuffling and organizing of kids into like nice single file or 2x2 lines forms. Tickets are given out to all the, chaperones to then present at the door for all the kids. And you're instructed to kind of just go walk up and, the museum folks will guide you from there. Yeti, make me a perception check, please. You're going to go ahead and do this again with we'll give you proficiency on this. You've kind of learned to be a little bit alert in your time, being monitored by the government.
Getting stabbed will do that to you.
All right, so 16 total.
Okay. So as you're kind of walking up to, the museum is this large kind of building, and it's kind of set up it kind of goes up a few sort of maybe like 3-4 step like levels, right? And then it kind of goes into the entrance. You can see that there's employees and people outside of the museum, ushering people in and organizing things. And you can also see there's a few just museum like security people, right? You notice, though, that as you're walking up on some of those security people, you could see that they're wearing these earpieces that seem to be a little bit atypical for a security.
Overkill for a
museum security. You can tell that there's some earpieces being worn, and they are all wearing these very dark sunglasses. And they appear to be maybe like tabaxi in shape or nature.
Mysterious.
And they, you can kind of almost feel like they're shooting glances at you, but it's hard to tell through the dark sunglasses. There's they're just too tinted to really kind of tell what they're looking at. But you're feeling a little on edge there, Yeti.
Oh, I mean, he tries to he tries to mask it. Oh, hey Ramon, hey Damon, have a good weekend.
They don't. There's no acknowledgement if you are talking to them.
Yeah, he's seen them enough times. He knows exactly who's tailing them, and he'll respond oh hey, oh another work day, huh? Obviously, they never respond to him, but he's just going to keep doing it anyway because this is just how he's keeping himself sane through this shit right now.
Sure.
Morris walks up to Yeti and slow elbows him and says, "Hey, what's stuck in their toe pads?"
I could tell you, but they'd have to kill you. Ha 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 ha.
That's a funny joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Real
great there.
Comedian. Yep. Funny me. Funny me.
Children and Morris, please also make me perception checks. Just give me, but essentially just give me a flat d20 roll, please, for all of you.
Oh, yay! That's a 4.
Okay?
Oh, mine's a nat 20.
Oh, yay!
Nice.
Chef's kiss.
I also rolled a 4.
Yeah, I'm too busy
12.
wiping Clancy's
12.
nose again.
Uliana. So, like, Nikita and Clancy are embroiled still in conversation and just doing friend things as you guys are walking up, right? They're distracted. But you notice, right after the adults kind of share a chuckle, an awkward chuckle, and you guys start entering the museum, those 2 security guards that were outside, like looking at watching the crowds and stuff like that, appear to like start following y'all in at a distance.
Uliana catches up to her brother and Clancy. Not without first like doing a little like vitamin C throat spray, and then runs up and catches up with the 2 of them, and says, "Nikita, I think those security guards are the same ones that haven't been following us since our dad left. You know, the ones that definitely aren't involved in whatever's going on with Dad not getting us milk."
Nikita would look and kind of do one of those don't look behind you. Fully looks behind him.
Yeah.
180. Stare, then 180 back.
You know, Nikita, it's hard for you to tell. The crowd. You guys are not a short height necessarily, but there's got crowds of people here. So I really want to kind of highlight the fact that it's not just your small groups coming in. It's groups from all kinds, all different schools coming into. So there's a lot of people crowding through this this large museum space. There's a lot of signs that are kind of pointing in the direction of this exhibit. There's a lot of other different things in this history museum. Just some exhibits about the unification of the planet. The history around what all the different nation states that used to exist before uniting under a one planet government, and then the introduction of Verdara, and how those kind of the civilizations on both of those planets kind of learn to coexist together and kind of form a coalition government between the 2, and that is the Concordian Parliament. All of those things are kind of described through the halls of this this museum. And now, Yeti, you've been given a sort of an audio guide as well as a pamphlet that kind of goes through some pointers to hit for some of the exhibits that you're passing. And one of the things that you've been instructed to do was every now and again do your best to talk to the children and educate them on some of the history of this fine planet and our fine planets. Technically, right? Because Verdara is included in now this sort of sphere of influence in the solar system.
Verdara, yeah!
Yay, Verdara.
Morris, you were attempted to be handed a pamphlet and some of these things, but they saw how slow you were to sort of accept anything, and they're just no, they just kind of handed it to Yeti and, waved it off for you.
I imagine they slipped it through my 2 toes.
Yeah, sure.
Just kind of yeah, here you go. They just shoved it through that.
Yeah. You are having to maybe get a little long-winded at times because of the fact that Morris is a bit slow to move through this with you. So you're having some difficulty, maybe you're just trying to throw a lot of filler in as best as you can to account for Morris's speed.
Yes, and he's kind of a nervous talker because he knows he's being watched and he's trying to overcompensate, and that's also making him a little wordy. Definitely restating points over and over again about, obscure parts of history, Oh, hey, kids, have you heard about
Yeah, right, exactly.
Did he just say yes?
I guess, children, would you be paying attention to these things that are happening, or would there be other things that maybe you're looking at or trying to get your attention to capture? Like, are you looking around, or are you trying to stay focused on what the adults are doing? As of right now, at least from where we're at right now, beginning our journey through this museum.
So is this like a annual thing? Would I have been on this trip before, since it's all grades?
Maybe when you were younger.
It seems like a special one.
Maybe when you were younger, you would have come here and learned some of the, like during, like for maybe a field trip to learn about history. Yes, you've definitely been to the museum before, right? Some of these exhibits, it's old news to you. You've learned about this in school. Nikita and Uliana are both very intelligent children because Thraikeen kind of develop a little quicker as far as intelligently than others.
Especially compared to
especially
Yeti.
because of the certain telepathy things and whatnot that they're capable of, right? They're just kind of able to be more intellectual than
so then no.
children.
I would not be paying attention to
Yeah,
that
no,
at
we're
all.
bored and looking to ditch the adults.
Perfect. How about you, Clancy? I mean, I know you're sniffling and you're just like having some struggles,
Yep.
but like, what are you kind of doing as the adults are kind of explaining or talking about the history of your planet?
He's been blowing his nose like pretty much the whole time, and about every 30 feet or so, he just drops a balled up pile of napkins, or not napkins, tissues on the ground. So there's like a small trail of tissues behind him, going through the entire exhibit so far. But he's running a little bit low, so he goes over to Yeti and he pulls on his shirt sleeve. Goes,
Mr. Yeti, I'm almost out of tissues. Do you have any extra?
and he sneezes right into Yeti's pocket.
Checks the other pocket. Probably not.
I rolled something for you. You find like a pack of like portable tissues in your pocket. Just one. Just one though. It looks like it's been opened, so there's a couple missing, but it might at least hold the kid over for a little bit.
I was gonna say, is it covered in snot?
Kind of. I think he's gonna get it out of the other pocket, hopefully. The pocket that got sneezed in is the one his cell phone is in, or something like that. And now he's gonna have this Sophie's choice of, do I get shit all over my hand, or just not have to like contact the world?
Cell phone and wallet.
Yeah. Like, just kind of, with the two fingers, like reaching way out, like hands him the tissues. Yeah, here you go, Clancy. Yep. Definitely prepared for this. We haven't seen this before.
Thanks, Mr. Yeti.
Anytime, Clancy. Every time.
Eventually, you guys progress past the Concordian history section and start moving into sort of the space-themed area. You can see that there are different scale models of the different spaceship designs that were used before, right? The predecessor to even the interplanetary vessels that are used commonly, to travel between Verdara and Concordia Prime, right? Some of the early Higgins drive, like prototype, there's these sort of exploded models, right? That are sort of like cross-cut to kind of show all the different components and like how they all kind of work together. And, you're seeing a lot of the early space flight, like history. As you're kind of walking through, though, children, one of the newer things that you notice is that what you haven't noticed here before is that there's also now a scale model of the Cosmos Concordia itself. And just off in the distance, you're kind of in this big sort of circular room, like there's like exhibits kind of all along the walls and the side. And the center is this big monument. It's sort of a statue that depicts all the crew members of the Cosmos Concordia, Brock Stark, and so on, right? All
Posers.
Standing, like in this sort of heroic poses and this and that, with like the rocket in the backdrop of them as well. I would like all of you to make perception checks. The adults, go ahead and make those with a +2.
Oh, wow. I rolled a 2.
Sorry, I was just going to go. Yeti, how'd you do?
2 on the die, 4 total.
Beautiful. Morris, how'd you do?
18.
Oh, I love that.
Sep sloth you.
Liliana,
16.
Nikita, you said 2?
Yeah, sorry.
Amazing. And
forgot
then
that was me.
Clancy,
13.
Okay.
I'm a little too locked into looking for government agents for this shit right
And I have my own mission being here.
So there's going to be two different things that I noticed. And Uliana, you notice again that those security guards have followed you and have now taken up positions sort of at opposite ends of this room.
Mm-hmm.
Morris, you also notice this and kind of recognize those two guys from outside, but at the same time, maybe it's just like your head playing tricks on you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, Tabaxi, it's not like they like all look like cats, right? There's many different flavors of Tabaxi, but you know, you don't want to assume these are the same people you saw outside, but it's a little odd to you. However, what strikes as more odd to you is that another one of the security personnel in this room, he bears a striking resemblance to the Minotaur that is in the statue, like that's depicted here in this this memorial to the crew of the Cosmos Concordia. Now, again, you think you maybe your eyes playing tricks on you again too, you know, just smoking too many cigarettes and scrolls of Call Motion in your spare time, you know what I mean? You don't really know. But it just kind of, you're just like, oh man, they look so similar, right? Like, holy crap, like maybe they're siblings or something, you know? But he's like off in another corner. They're just kind of like watching the crowds and stuff like that. But he just looks like a security guard. You know, he's wearing a security uniform, like the little blue shirt, right? Tie, little badge.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How many other people are in here with us? Like, are we the only group that's
No,
kind of
no,
walking
there's
through this
like
museum?
hundreds of people in here.
Hundreds of people. Okay, gotcha.
But like you just kind of notice as you're scanning around the room, right? There's just one of these guys just bears a striking resemblance to this Minotaur, to Brock Stark, right? Like, I mean, you would have seen Brock Stark's face all over the fucking news, you know, prior to launch, after the launch, right? Like, they just bear such a striking resemblance. But you know, he's got like more facial like hair around like his like, you know, nose and stuff like that. Like, he does look different, but it just looks so similar. Like, maybe if you just shaved a little bit or, you know, trim that up, like they would be the same. They could be siblings.
Yeah, I slow elbow Yeti again and say, duh. Hey, doesn't that guy look kind of familiar right here? I mean, right at this very moment.
He's about like 100 feet away from you.
Oh.
See that guy right all the way over there? Right down there, yeah, right on the left-hand side there, yeah. He's,
now,
he's got bears a striking resemblance to this, what is it made out of? Crystalline statue. Marble statue.
right here in the room. God, Brock, what?
So, I would notice
I don't
these.
know. Oh my God. Because I've probably run into some of them around before. Because if the IAI is as competent as witness protection as they are at space travel, they would do shit like this. Like literally put Brock Stark in the room with the memorial to him, right next to each other. With benefit of, we're going to add some facial hair. That'll do it.
Well, he just likes to look at it.
I don't even know who's stupider.
Yeah, maybe
the
he
IAI
requested
for doing it, or every single other person in this room for not seeing it. It's right there.
You look stressed.
Children, you kind of overhear the adults like kind of talking or muttering these things, and I'm just kind of curious, do you take interest here?
So, I would say Nikita, because of the 2 and 4, is not necessarily paying attention to the suspicion aspect, but he does notice them kind of pointing out these specific people that my sister has also pointed out. And I'll notice the uniforms. And I will, whichever one's closest, doesn't have to be the Minotaur, but if the Minotaur's closest, immediately go, oh, very good, and start beelining towards what appears to be an employee of this museum.
So you're just heading straight towards the Minotaur.
Yes.
Yeah, do you see this happening?
Whoa, no. We're not doing this today. No. Not here, not today, not on this specific.
Nikita,
Yes,
do you give like a come on, Sheldon? Come on.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Like,
I'm kind of like buddy system holding hands Clancy and just kind of like drag him
They're
along.
going to be way more nimble through this crowd than my like 6'7" ass is anyway.
And
Let's find out.
My sister is much more competent than these adults, so she is fine.
Based on Uliana's perception rolls so far, I mean, at this point, she's like 90% convinced that her dad's maybe some sort of like secret agent spy that's gone to investigate what happened with the space disappearance. There's like, she's like very close to like slightly off of what happened, but like she's in the right direction already. So she's just like, yes, this fits my conspiracy theory, and also follows strongly. Handing
Here's what we're gonna
Clancy
do.
actually a full-size box of Kleenex from her backpack in support.
Now,
because I want the kids to be faster, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do a quick quote unquote initiative roll. Children, you are okay. Nikita and Uliana, you're gonna be rolling with a +2. Clancy, sorry, you're a turtle.
Yep.
Just
Oh, no.
flat roll.
I'm just
However,
gonna drag you with me.
Morris, I'm gonna give you a -2, and Yeti, flat roll.
all right. I'm rooting for Yeti to lose this one too, so.
That's a 17, my friend.
I nat one. So I guess I does nat one actually matter
I
in
nat
this?
20. I
Nat
nat 20.
20 on
Nine.
the turtle. Yes.
Adults,
I got a 12.
And I got a 9.
beautiful. So, Uliana,
Maximum chaos.
you bump into another person as you're trying to follow your brother, so Yeti and Morris are kind of able to catch up to you. So it's going to be up to you whether you want to. Yeti, are you going to try to stop Uliana, or are you going to just kind of push past her and keep trying to go after Clancy and Nikita, who have now just disappearing into the sea of people very quickly?
Weaving in and out of adults.
Just get kind of alongside Ilya. Whoa. Have you thought about this? Have you considered that the truth might not be out there?
Oh my. I guess, Uliana, I'll give you an opportunity here. Would you want to try to reason with Yeti, or are you going to try to fight him here? As far as to like get away from him and go figure out what's going on.
I mean, I'm gonna try to quote unquote fight him, but like when I say fight, think like Home Alone. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. That's also what I have in mind here. I'm more thinking just like, okay, are you talk your way out of this? Or are you gonna try to like, stub his toe real quick and like run off or something
You
like that?
filthy
Something to that
animal.
effect. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab one of the dirty floor Kleenexes and like use that as a like toss it at him as a distraction.
Okay.
Biological
Let's do some competing rolls here. Just
Nice.
competing D20 rolls,
Love
please.
This is close to PvP as
Ooh,
I've ever
18.
gotten.
Ooh.
Nat 1.
Oh, yes!
Pocket tissue. And you just like, you managed to get away from Yeti and catch up to your brother. Yeti, you watch and Morris, slowly catching up to you. You like watch
Oh no, Yeti's hitting the dirt for
Wait.
this one. This is a nat
Yeah.
1. Whoa! Just flops backwards, lands
Yeah.
flat on his back, limbs sprawled out, like right in the middle of a crowd.
Yes. And a few people are like look over like, oh, you okay, sir? The agents also see you fall, and the kids run off and are beelining their way towards this minotaur. And you say both of the adults notice that the two of them kind of like, they kind of touch their hands to their earpieces and then start like try to move their way in through the crowd as well. Children, you reach the minotaur. He looks down at you and just says, can I help you?
Nikita very assertedly puffs up his chest. Yo, I need to speak to you. And as he like gets close, look around. What do you see?
It's people. Then I'm just trying to, be making sure that there's no riffraff. Keeping
No.
your kids safe.
No, below the people. What do you see? You see him get down and he rubs his hand on the ground. What is this, cheap linoleum? My friend, I have the offer of a lifetime.
Oh my God.
You see, carpet is so superior to this shabby joke. I can give you a deal. I have a store. It is pleasure flora. Your floor, our pleasure.
You see, okay, hold on.
Pulls out a business card.
As you say pleasure floor, kids, make me perception checks, please.
Include, I'm not me.
Come on, Uliana. Ooh, not this time. 11.
19.
Oh.
Clancy's killing it today. What the fuck?
Nikita?
Oh, I'm rolling. Yes. 18.
Clancy and Nikita, you see a visible like bead of sweat start to go down his brow at the mention of a pleasure floor.
Oh, there is a air conditioner store down the street. I could hook you up. Good discount.
Listen, I'm just a security guard. I don't make decisions on the floors here. I'm just here to keep people safe. If that's all you have to say, do you have a parent or a chaperone somewhere that I can help you go back and find?
We'll jump it.
He seems nervous.
Uliana looks up at him and says, "No, well, you could try to help us find our dad. He went to get milk 8 months ago."
And he's now visibly sweating. I'm not qualified for that, kid. Listen, I'm just a security guard. All right, you maybe just go find. Can I just help you find your chaperone? Or
go get manager. You are obviously incompetent.
You look a lot like that statue, sir.
Please, I don't want cause any trouble, kids. Just you see the Minotaur he's scanning the room, desperately looking for someone who's looking for you.
Nikita would sigh deeply and, GM allowing, reach into his tracksuit and pull out just a fat wad of cash and peel some off. If this makes it easier, if you can get me in the door, I'm willing to be very amenable.
Kid,
Trying to bribe the security to talk to the man.
Listen, kid, I admire your salesmanship. All right. I just told you, I can't make these decisions. I'm just a security guard.
Show me who can. And I'm looking around and trying to find a much more in-charge looking adult.
Yeti, I'm
it's
assuming
enough
you've
time
popped up
coming
at
for
this
me
point.
to
Yes.
Yeah.
You catch up now.
Yeah.
And now the Minotaur sees you.
Yeah, and I see him.
And the eyes go wide, and he's you're the chaperone for these kids?
Barely.
Yeah, and you're the security guard for
I'm the
this
security
statue.
guard. Yes, I'm the security
This
guard.
exact statue.
For this statue. Yes.
Clancy's looking between the statue and the Minotaur, and the statue and the Minotaur.
Are you related?
Uliana pulls a camera out and says, "Can we take a picture of you and us with the statue?"
Wait.
It's a very good idea. Look at the
Can we
picture.
not do-
He poses with him, just
Yeah. At that moment, a clawed, furry hand reaches out and snatches your phone out of your hand. It's one of the Tabaxi security guards.
Mr. Security, my pictures.
And the cats go, and one of the cats says, "There will be no photos of security. In fact, there are no photos allowed on the premises at all."
That's weird. I do not see
Uliana
slide.
looks up at him very confused and points at the photo or the big sign on the wall that says photos welcome with the picture of the flashing camera and the smiley face.
There's a new rule that the security team just made up now. No phones, no photos.
Can we roll insight on that?
Yes, please.
Oh shit! No, 19.
4.
Danny,
they're not very
the new
convincing.
dice you bought me are
They are
killing
not
it
very
right
convincing.
They're paid to watch, not
Can they
lie.
beat it?
Oh, this how this falls apart so quickly.
This is so good.
Yeah. So the two tabaxi look at each other like, you almost see like their eyebrows raise slightly, even though you can't see their eye expressions, but you would imagine that they are sharing a glance with each other as they're still wearing their sunglasses even indoors. And they say, "You know what? All of you, you're coming with me." And you hear the Minotaur say, "Yeah, that's probably for the best. Just we need to just get you away from the exhibit." And then the tabaxi cut in, "You too." And the Minotaur just kind of like goes, "Oh."
So they're attempting to grab
and
us.
they look it over at Morris and they're like, "Who are you? You're coming with us too."
By association, just like, wait, whoa.
I want them also to grab a random person from the crowd, not associated with us.
Absolutely. Whoever witnessed or was like listening in or eavesdropping on this, they round those people up too, and they start walking all of you back into another room.
This has happened to me in real life, by the way. I've been that random person.
However, as you're being escorted out, children, make me another set of perception checks, please.
Oh, jeez. I'm not the most perceptive child. That's a 2.
I got another 2.
I got a 4 this time.
Damn it, Clancy!
so-
Stop mirroring me.
Perfect. Never mind. You are brought to down a series of hallways.
I love the never mind.
So good.
Please hold, because are they strangers to me? These are
The
just
security
strange
guards?
adults? Yeah.
This is a good question. I'm trying to think about whether in the last 8 months you would have also witnessed the not so subtle surveillance efforts that were being put into place on Yeti, your legal guardian. So I would say that no, they are not strangers. However, it's taken you up until about now to kind of see what's happening.
I didn't believe Ileana knew this the whole time, and I'm just finally starting to
Yeah. So now, the gears are turning in your head now too. Clancy, your friend, looks probably fucking confused because I'm not sure if you've shared your conspiracy thoughts or whatever with him or not.
We've just been walking along.
He's just sneezing and tossing more tissues on the ground as you are being dragged to security.
Well, and Nikita and I can be doing the like telepathic thing right now and having a full-blown conversation about this, but Clancy would not be privy to that.
No, or Yeti or Maurice.
Do you share a thought with each other as you're being taken away?
Yes, absolutely. I like telepathically to Nikita. I'm just like, I knew it. Dad's an FBI agent or a CI.
Something analogous to FBI.
Something analogous to FBI.
A CBGB agent.
CBGB. He's maybe a superhero. I think he's saving space.
I'm starting to see you are right. Well, you would feel like the air get weirdly cold as you're on your way to the security office, as you see Nikita kind of like glance up at one of the tabaxi. I was taught a very particular set of skills. I do not know you, and you are trying to take me away. Thus, my father says I must do this, and I'm going to attempt to stab him with my horn.
Yeah, make me a d20 roll. Add +2, please.
It's a 7.
The tabaxi grabs your horn right as you try to stab him, and he says,
Now I'm just like all arms, just like, you will not abduct me. Help! Help! I'm being abducted. Help! I do not know this strange man. And then they're just Ileana, run! Go get help! More competent adults!
Super Dad, come home, please. Super Dad, where are you?
There are you hear some murmuring in the crowd before you are brought into like a back room somewhere, and they're just like, listen, that's enough of that. Listen, just listen to us for just a moment. Okay? It is extremely important. You. And they point at you, Yeti.
Yeah.
You were supposed to keep things under control.
What part of this was supposed to keep under control? Was I supposed to somehow intercept the hiring decision that put Brock Stark in the same goddamn room as the statue of him? What part of this is a manageable situation?
Would we just be putting it together now that Yeti is not being followed by them, but is involved with them? Is this the first time me and Ileana?
Maybe.
That's Brock Stark.
Yes!
Yes! Absolutely I am!
See this? You
Yeah, he like...
put him in the freaking room with the statue!
He like tears
The
off the
statue has
security...
no beard.
Hold on. He tears off the security helmet. He like rips off this like adhesive beard. I am Brock Stark, captain of the Cosmos Concordia, and these fuckers want me to act like I'm just some sort of average citizen. Listen, kids. And he like, as the tabaxi are trying to almost pipe up, he like just like puts his big Minotaur sausage finger over one of their mouths, and he says, I've been trying to figure out how to get back to where your dad is and rescue them from space since they launched it out there, okay? It was supposed to be us out there, exploring the reaches of space, pushing the boundaries of what is possible.
Space?
But
I knew
one
it.
thing led to another, and listen, you get too young to understand the details, and I'm not gonna go into it.
I got too drunk, and then we accidentally lost your
what they're
parents.
saying
No.
is there's milk in
You're-
space?
Maybe. Who knows? What I know is that these government jackaloons want me to keep things under wraps, but just you know. I will not rest until me and my crew get on another rocket, built better this time, more prepared, definitely not drunk this time, and launch into the reaches of space and rescue your dad and whoever else was sent up there instead of us. Or I'm gonna die trying. And I just can't. I can't keep it a secret anymore. I don't understand why you gotta make me sit there and stare at myself every day, reminded of our failure.
Is this what meltdown looks like?
Yes! This is exactly what meltdown looks like! Cause guess what? I'm melting down too, cause what the hell?
Look at
and then
Maurice.
another-
How are you the most competent?
I was a
participant right
scientist
now?
once!
Now, the two tabaxi now pull out what appear to be like tasers, right? And they like start
Whoa!
pointing them at Brock, and they're like, "Listen, Brock, keep your trap shut, children." And sir, what's your name? I'm sorry. And they look at the couple of strangers or whomever they pulled into this conversation as well.
Like there's like at least 4 other people that had nothing to do with
Yes.
this that now know exactly
We just got
what's
the whole
going on.
story.
Or it's like, I don't answer no questions.
I think it is the fifth you are pleading. I'm still dangling from this tabaxi's hand, just like waiting for him to put me down.
This is getting out of control. Oh, we gotta call the bigwigs in here. Oh, okay.
That is what I've been saying. Sorry, the kid is now melting down. Also,
I love this. No, I have a great way to bring us to a conclusion for this too. So, you see the tabaxi kind of like go into the earpiece. They're like, okay, send in the big cat. Yes, I know. No, please, we have a code horn, okay? We have a code horn. Yes. Okay. We'll see you soon. Yes, we're in holding. Okay. We'll see. Oh, yes, we'll see you soon.
it's mildly offensive.
Use promo code HORN to get stabbed in the junk.
There's sort of this like awkward and maybe tense silence now that kind of has fallen over the room. Like a few more tabaxi officers now have like entered the room and are questioning some of the strangers that were pulled in. You see that some of the other people have been separated now into other rooms, and now it's just you, the five of you.
This is good field trip.
One of the Tabaxi has brought Clancy a box of tissues.
You have 2 now, just so you don't keep track.
Yep.
And after a few moments, there's the door to this area opens, and this very large Tabaxi, like hulking, like a little portly but mostly muscular, with this like almost like a Maine Coon kind of like fur, like kind of just wrapping around like their head, right? That makes their face look really small against like the just massive amounts of fur that are just like bellowing out from the top of their head. They look very authoritative, and they come in and they're just like, oh, I see we have a bit of a pickle here. Well, I guess it's time we just had a conversation, children, and looks like, and this guy looks at a piece of paper, Morris DeLume. Sorry to get you involved in this, chap, but unfortunately, I don't think your life is going to really be the same after this, and I hate to say that you don't really have a choice. Kids, what do you know about what happened to the Cosmos Concordia?
It is lost?
You probably were under the assumption that this Minotaur, Brock Stark here, was among the crew that was lost.
Duh.
Okay. We're going to need to place all of you in a protective program. What actually happened is something that we will reveal to you and tell you, but unfortunately we'll have to swear you to secrecy and ensure that you can't spread this information to others. It may cause mass panic or erode any trust we have in our space program. And, well, as we prepare for another mission to try to rescue those who may have been launched into space unwittingly, we require the utmost discretion.
It's going to go as well as the first time, right?
Okay.
Shut it.
Or
Shut
what?
it, Yeti.
Or what? You've taken everything from me already. What? You didn't stab me? Because I get stabbed weekly. Weekly. With a horn.
You see Nikita just kind of like fix his little tracksuit, and he goes, well, whatever. Manager, I have a business proposition for you.
I don't care. I'm sorry. Nikita, Uliana, your father was among a few other individuals who were blasted off on the Cosmos Concordia unwittingly and unknowingly. It is the greatest shame of many of us who were involved with the AI during its time. And rest assured, we are doing everything in our power to make it right. However, should this information come to light, obviously, the fallout would be extreme. So, I'm going to have to ask that you come with us, and we're going to explain to you what our witness protection program is like. As until we find your dad, we may have to have you assume maybe a different identity for a little while, and I hope that you can understand. And if you can't, well, I hope that you will come to understand at some point. It is extremely important for matters of both national security, as well as to ensure that we do not compromise the rescue mission to get your dad back home safe. I know this must be a lot. Morris, I'm sure this is a lot to take in. But you're part of this now.
My parents are gonna ground me for being put in witness protection.
Oh no, we'll find your parents. They're going to probably have to come to witness protection with you. We won't leave you by yourself, Clancy. That would be unfair.
Oh, now I'm double grounded.
This seems like
Got my
kidnapping.
parents put into witness protection along with me.
Whoops.
Totally grounded.
This seems
Juliana
like
looks
kidnapping
at,
with extra steps.
No, I need to assure you and stress legally And just out loud, this is not a kidnapping. We are doing this to protect you.
Yes, we were doing things to put people into space, and we made sure we put the right people on the rocket too.
Yes, this
You
all
know I
sounds
didn't
like
make
your
that
fault.
decision.
In fact, you're not giving me more reason to trust you, just more reason to stab you.
Uliana.
Well, kids, Yeti was the last person to talk to your dad alive. Maybe you guys can talk about that in witness protection.
Uliana looks at Nikita and says, I think from the sounds of things, we should be able to steal the next rocket, and then we can go help Dad. He's probably not up there by accident. I'm sure he's saving the world or something.
This is very good.
I like how you went Irish that time, too.
Love it. I love everything about this.
She's been vaguely Irish for this whole thing.
I love that Nikita is like a fucking 35-year-old man. But it's fun. It's fun. So Nikita is very, like, in his telepathic thing goes, very good plan, sister. And he out loud says, all right, I will let you kidnap me.
Again, I really need to stress that this is not a kidnapping. Okay, we are just going to. We are. Yeti's coming too. Okay, we will inform your uncle. I mean, if you want, we can bring your uncle as well. This is. We want you to be comfortable. Okay, we just need to make sure that we keep you safe and that we keep this information contained. I cannot stress to you how important that is. And if it will make you feel better, Nikita, I can bring you to the person in charge of this decision.
That would be very great. But also, this witness protection seems like we're going to be going far away, yes?
I can't actually tell you where it is.
Okay, so I will not be able to go back to my store, yes?
Oh, right.
So, Mr. Kidnapper, how do you feel about buying a 100% store? I feel it's the least you can do.
You know what? Make me a persuasion check, and I'll give you advantage.
Oh, nice! I'm gonna need
and +2.
Oh, first roll is a 19, +2,
okay,
21.
no, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I didn't get higher.
I'll talk to our requisitions team and see what we can do to kind of keep things afloat until you can return. And I forgot that you were managing that. I forgot about these three.
You seem very irresponsible, so it is not surprising.
I have a lot to keep track of, kid. Okay, just wait till you get to my age. You just convinced the government to essentially run the franchise the Zangief family owns of the Pleasure Floor.
Pleasure Floor is now state run.
Yeah, this is canon. You must know.
I feel
I
like a lot
foresee
of
this involving the government just keeping the store closed all of the time, but placing like a large order for gray carpet once a month. That's enough to like cover rent.
well, and it is Nikita's like way of handling his dad being gone is just kind of like throwing himself into what he's familiar with, the store and everything. So he's
all
like,
the things
Dad's
that
alive.
Dad showed you, taught you. Yep.
Dad's alive. We better make sure the store is good when he gets back.
That's sick. I love that. That. I guess before we close this out, Morris, as you're being now entered into witness protection, like your bus is still outside with all your stuff and all your things. Like, do you have any parting thoughts? Any parting thoughts as sort of a bystander to all of this that has now been dragged into this grand conspiracy? I kind of want to just see if I can get a one-liner out of Morris here.
Well, certainly not how I thought my day was gonna go. And he pulls a cigarette out in the middle of the museum or wherever we are right now. So what are you gonna? Yeah. And he lights it up. So what are you gonna take me down to the tropics? Huh? Is that what's going on? I don't want to go nowhere cold. All right, I can't deal with the cold.
Yeti, as you're being dragged away, Brock is kind of alongside you as you guys are being kind of, ushered away or, taken out through some sort of, back exit to this museum. And he leans in to you and he just says, listen, Yeti, I've got a plan. And everyone's on board, the whole OG crew. Okay. I know where they're at. I know what their identities are. When the sun goes down, you and me, we're going to have a chat. Okay? we're going to make this right.
Yeah, fuck it. Can't get any worse. I'm in. Why not?
And that's what we're going to call this interlude of the Hapless Heroes podcast.
Yay.
Thank you all for listening and entertaining this craziness. Obviously, we do this a lot when we're down a cast member, right? We like to try to see what kind of fun little side stories we can explore. We have so much to expose within this campaign that I felt that it was a good idea to maybe just do a quick flash of the camera back home, just to see what's been going on these last 8 months and what the aftermath of so many of these things have been. So I'm sure these stories will collide at some point, but when? Who knows? Until then, you can find us on the internet. All of the places in which you can locate us and all of our social medias and all those things are located on our link tree. It's just linkter.ee/haplessheroes. Also, and I'm not sure if it's still up at the time of your listening to this, but you can actually technically navigate to flotilla.pub, and it will redirect you to our link tree as well. Shout out to Z's on our Discord server who made this incredible IT joke a thing and made Flotilla a thing. You can even do flotilla.pub/flotoogle for a little Easter egg, but that's all I'm going to say if it's still up at the time of you listening to this. All of those places will point you to our social medias and things like that, but really it'll point you to where we consider to be the crown jewel of our internet presence and where we are, hanging out most of the time, and that's our Discord server. You can meet and interact with most of the cast. We do some listening parties in there every now and again. We're talking about anything from D&D to just other off-topic things or anything about questions about the show. We have threads for each new episode that comes out this season, to kind of funnel discussions into. It's a whole cool place for us to just kind of talk about all things Hapless Heroes and things that are not. And just TTRPGs and throwing dice and telling stories with our friends. So we encourage you to join our community. It's a really cool place to be. Now, if you really, really like us, you could leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. Not all podcast services accept reviews. Some that allow you to just do ratings, but any of those things really just kind of help us get more visibility to the show. We also have in our Discord server a 5-star channel where you can just say some nice things about us, and we will say some nice things back to you on the air if we see your review. So we encourage you to do that. Again, it also just gets more people and more eyes on what we're doing here, and we just would love to continue to grow our audience and share this with more people. Now, if you really, really, really like us, we have a Patreon page, patreon.com/haplessheroes. At the $5 tier and above, you get access to a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes content. We recently also started a bonus feed on Spotify that links to is essentially an RSS feed from our Patreon to Spotify. So any of the bonus content that we're releasing in the form of any audio posts are going straight to that feed. So you can even just subscribe to that on Spotify even and get all that stuff. We're also going to be releasing some free episodes every now and again of free bonus content on there. So keep an eye on that bonus feed, even if you aren't a patron, to just get some free extras and things that don't necessarily fit into our, campaign storytelling. Some bonus content that we might be doing that just we want to just give to you for free to entice you to help support our show. But again, it's just patreon.com/haplessheroes. Check it out, see if it's right for you. With that's all I really have to say. I've done my spiel, so now I'm going to outro this wonderful cast of characters that have been brought to life for you tonight, starting in the opposite order in which they were introduced. We had John playing Clancy Sheldon, the turtle sickly child.
I'm in so much trouble.
Sebastian as Nikita Zangiv.
Yeti, I will not forgive this betrayal.
Nicole as Uliana Zangiv.
Nikita, if we're going to bring Clancy to space, we're going to need to bring a lot of Kleenex.
Lewis as Morris Delume, no relation.
So what are we gonna be like, brothers now or something?
And Dave as Yeti.
My name is Yeti, and I have completely lost control over my life.
And I'm Francesco. I've been your host and DM. Tune in next week when we get back into the action with our main cast. I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye now.